We also serve beer and wine. We also serve beer and wine. Simon, we're going in the wrong direction. Simon, we're going in the wrong direction. Do not tell me. Do not tell me. Term. Term. He's not leaving until he gets his paycheck. He's not leaving until he gets his paycheck. Can he test earlier at 1 a.m.? Can he test earlier at 1 a.m.? I read carefully. I read carefully. I'm so angry I could scream. I'm so angry I could scream. Birds sang in the trees. Birds sang in the trees. They returned 2 weeks later. They returned 2 weeks later. I went to New York and my cousins were there too. I went to New York and my cousins were there too. The children excitedly opened their presents on Christmas morning. The children excitedly opened their presents on Christmas morning. She has to cook for her family tonight. She has to cook for her family tonight. Any wine left in the bottle? Any wine left in the bottle? He must be the second man immediately. He must be the second man immediately. The cream could not. The cream could not. We organized a surprise party to celebrate a friend's birthday. We organized a surprise party to celebrate a friend's birthday. She is knitting a sweater. She is knitting a sweater. It seems you left me no choice. It seems you left me no choice. Did it cause? Did it cause? The package is too large for the mailbox. The package is too large for the mailbox. We are aware. We are aware. I started working for this company a year ago. I started working for this company a year ago. He came to the meeting first. He came to the meeting first. Was her husband a midwife? Was her husband a midwife? What time do you usually have breakfast? What time do you usually have breakfast? These are the famous desserts. These are the famous desserts. Is he going to the party tomorrow? Is he going to the party tomorrow? If it's cold, I won't go out. If it's cold, I won't go out. Am I generally improving? Am I generally improving? Expired library books must be returned. Expired library books must be returned. Won't buy the dress without trying it on. Won't buy the dress without trying it on. This time tomorrow I will be studying for my exam. This time tomorrow I will be studying for my exam. You couldn't have failed a century ago. You couldn't have failed a century ago. Could you pass me the salt, please? Could you pass me the salt, please? He is walking along the river. He is walking along the river. It's too early to wake up. It's too early to wake up. I believe you. I believe you. We can take a break after we finish this project. We can take a break after we finish this project. I will be taking a day off from work in July. I will be taking a day off from work in July. My parents got a dog when I was little. My parents got a dog when I was little. Did not appear immediately. Did not appear immediately. It can wait every week. It can wait every week. Is it monthly limited? Is it monthly limited? How great! How great! The company's legacy dates back to the 1950s. The company's legacy dates back to the 1950s. I was so sick that I could barely see. I was so sick that I could barely see. There are many different dialects of English. There are many different dialects of English. You should listen to your family's advice. You should listen to your family's advice. I don't want to like magazines. I don't want to like magazines. Do you have all natural products? Do you have all natural products? We're going to celebrate Halloween with a costume party. We're going to celebrate Halloween with a costume party. I want to ask a lot of questions. I want to ask a lot of questions. You may have earlier. You may have earlier. They can finish the project ahead of schedule. They can finish the project ahead of schedule. He'll be back at 6 p.m. He'll be back at 6 p.m. I asked him to start as soon as possible. I asked him to start as soon as possible. The cat licks its paws. The cat licks its paws. They can do hairdressing after 1 week. They can do hairdressing after 1 week. The house was painted last week. The house was painted last week. Forest. Forest. Where are you working today? Where are you working today? He will have bought a new house by next week. He will have bought a new house by next week. What are you doing in the garden? What are you doing in the garden? Will I not be a businessman next year? Will I not be a businessman next year? We will try to do our best. We will try to do our best. We forgive and forget. We forgive and forget. He became a shoemaker 2 weeks later. He became a shoemaker 2 weeks later. I will be looking at him. I will be looking at him. Many trees fell after that storm. Many trees fell after that storm. I'll have to take an exam to get my license. I'll have to take an exam to get my license. They just finished remodeling their house. They just finished remodeling their house. I will be back home at 8 p.m. I will be back home at 8 p.m. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Do you want coffee? Do you want coffee? Is her mother-in-law a reporter? Is her mother-in-law a reporter? I'm going on vacation next month. I'm going on vacation next month. Beneath the layers of dirt is a treasure. Beneath the layers of dirt is a treasure. Should not go now. Should not go now. Their dog is barking. Their dog is barking. This kindness touched my heart. This kindness touched my heart. I sat there for hours, letting the world around me disappear. I sat there for hours, letting the world around me disappear. Your nephew was ambassador. Your nephew was ambassador. Isn't it a vote? Isn't it a vote? He will learn to play the guitar. He will learn to play the guitar. When are you going? When are you going? Other hand. Other hand. You don't even have to talk. You don't even have to talk. If they had read the book, they would have known the ending. If they had read the book, they would have known the ending. It's getting dark outside. It's getting dark outside. How many languages did you speak last year? How many languages did you speak last year? I will be born. I will be born. His mother is a judge. His mother is a judge. Are you organized? Are you organized? Custom. Custom. My family is coming to visit. My family is coming to visit. I was late because I missed the bus. I was late because I missed the bus. His brothers are captains. His brothers are captains. Were their stepdads plumbers? Were their stepdads plumbers? After 2 weeks I wouldn't force it. After 2 weeks I wouldn't force it. You rarely have to let go. You rarely have to let go. I promise to be fast. I promise to be fast. He has an artistic talent. He has an artistic talent. The baby cries loudly. The baby cries loudly. Don't we need to bake right away? Don't we need to bake right away? Great query. Great query. Have you seen the new superhero movie before it was released? Have you seen the new superhero movie before it was released? They've been discussing this issue for hours. They've been discussing this issue for hours. The dog chased the cat in the garden. The dog chased the cat in the garden. The store is open until 9 p.m. The store is open until 9 p.m. I don't notice anything special about it. I don't notice anything special about it. Whose painting is this? Whose painting is this? I'm not interested. I'm not interested. We need to clean the bathroom. We need to clean the bathroom. I own this car. I own this car. The sun rises from the east. The sun rises from the east. We were enjoying the beautiful sunset on the beach. We were enjoying the beautiful sunset on the beach. I do not occupy. I do not occupy. Wouldn't he run after 4 days? Wouldn't he run after 4 days? Relatives are advisors. Relatives are advisors. I have to pick up my sons from the school bus. I have to pick up my sons from the school bus. How about a picnic by the lake? How about a picnic by the lake? Did he rarely speak? Did he rarely speak? The train arrives at 9 o'clock. The train arrives at 9 o'clock. I will do my best. I will do my best. Not all guests responded for the event. Not all guests responded for the event. At the end of the event. At the end of the event. I will have dinner at 7 p.m. I will have dinner at 7 p.m. They didn't go to the park, did they? They didn't go to the park, did they? John and Mary got married last month. John and Mary got married last month. They would jump 3 centuries later. They would jump 3 centuries later. They practice musical performances. They practice musical performances. Support. Support. There were different opinions within the group. There were different opinions within the group. It wasn't strong. It wasn't strong. Were you running late until you realized your car had a flat tire? Were you running late until you realized your car had a flat tire? After 4 months it should be taken care of. After 4 months it should be taken care of. We couldn't be a monthly songwriter. We couldn't be a monthly songwriter. The company is looking for a new IT manager. The company is looking for a new IT manager. We rent a quiet place to live. We rent a quiet place to live. He will look after the children while he is gone. He will look after the children while he is gone. See you in the park after school. See you in the park after school. Should it pick up after 5 seconds? Should it pick up after 5 seconds? They had known each other for a long time before they got married. They had known each other for a long time before they got married. He has enough talent to be successful in his career. He has enough talent to be successful in his career. I'm going to the train station. I'm going to the train station. We need a lawyer, someone to help him. We need a lawyer, someone to help him. He was walking his dog when it started to snow. He was walking his dog when it started to snow. His mother is an agent. His mother is an agent. 10 to. They did not rise at 5 p.m. the previous evening. They did not rise at 5 p.m. the previous evening. Let me speak. Let me speak. She wasn't usually a policewoman. She wasn't usually a policewoman. Your brothers were cleaner. Your brothers were cleaner. His brothers were groceries. His brothers were groceries. I have an appointment with the doctor on Wednesday. I have an appointment with the doctor on Wednesday. The mistake was made by me. The mistake was made by me. The man wearing the hat is my uncle. The man wearing the hat is my uncle. The streets were flooded after the storm. The streets were flooded after the storm. Because my department is English. Because my department is English. May imply. May imply. She is an actress. She is an actress. 2. I am going to the theater. 2. I am going to the theater. Eggs are delicious. Eggs are delicious. They don't know. They don't know. What exactly is the cycle time? What exactly is the cycle time? We went to France last summer. We went to France last summer. Leave here. Leave here. I was so sick that I couldn't stay awake. I was so sick that I couldn't stay awake. Make a to-do list. Make a to-do list. Where do they live? Where do they live? Shouldn't the pediatrician be weekly? Shouldn't the pediatrician be weekly? Doesn't it help after an hour? Doesn't it help after an hour? Can you try these slippers? Can you try these slippers? You should explain. You should explain. They can normally be a cop. They can normally be a cop. He's listening. He's listening. She sang in the school choir. She sang in the school choir. I wish they could attend the conference. I wish they could attend the conference. We are cleaning the house. We are cleaning the house. Mary is aware of this situation. Mary is aware of this situation. I was so sick that I couldn't stay awake. I was so sick that I couldn't stay awake. He has been studying Spanish for 6 months. He has been studying Spanish for 6 months. Can you recommend a good brand of tea? Can you recommend a good brand of tea? I felt very lucky to be alive and able to experience such beauty. I felt very lucky to be alive and able to experience such beauty. I could hear the birds singing in the morning. I could hear the birds singing in the morning. He had a green shirt. He had a green shirt. I'm in the room with the snacks. I'm in the room with the snacks. Are they kidnapping? Are they kidnapping? I don't like apples. I don't like apples. Our grandparents are bartender. Our grandparents are bartender. They don't sign every week. They don't sign every week. Did I hide every year? Did I hide every year? I may visit my grandmother this weekend. I may visit my grandmother this weekend. There are no clean dishes in the cupboard. There are no clean dishes in the cupboard. May I ask after a week? May I ask after a week? Even though the budget is tight, we can still run it. Even though the budget is tight, we can still run it. I am truly grateful. I am truly grateful. I love to travel and discover new cultures. I love to travel and discover new cultures. After 5 evenings it wouldn't focus. After 5 evenings it wouldn't focus. Would it be after 4 nights? Would it be after 4 nights? I want to learn to play the piano, he said. I want to learn to play the piano, he said. You will be a poet in a month. You will be a poet in a month. Her grandmother is a consultant. Her grandmother is a consultant. The bus arrived on time. The bus arrived on time. Inner face. Inner face. I would love to see your photos again. I would love to see your photos again. Then I realized that I forgot my key in the car. Then I realized that I forgot my key in the car. Did you walk? Did you walk? He closed his eyes and took a deep breath. He closed his eyes and took a deep breath. Can I get your help? Can I get your help? His grandson was an optician. His grandson was an optician. My father told me, you should call your grandparents more often. My father told me, you should call your grandparents more often. Convert. Convert. Can I use this? Can I use this? Have you ever tried surfing? Have you ever tried surfing? Could you please get dressed and follow me to the discharge area? Could you please get dressed and follow me to the discharge area? I would apologize if it were me. I would apologize if it were me. The room was cleaned by the maid. The room was cleaned by the maid. Should I be a surgeon in 4 centuries? Should I be a surgeon in 4 centuries? Are we immediately historians? Are we immediately historians? Could you please help me with this math problem? Could you please help me with this math problem? I'm in the same room as you. I'm in the same room as you. We celebrate our anniversary every year. We celebrate our anniversary every year. Environmental concerns are becoming more and more urgent. Environmental concerns are becoming more and more urgent. Can it change at noon? Can it change at noon? We are not economists after 2 weekends. We are not economists after 2 weekends. The occasional travel agency is not. The occasional travel agency is not. Will there be a midwife later at 3 a.m.? Will there be a midwife later at 3 a.m.? We should not trust at noon. We should not trust at noon. He can't go out because he's grounded. He can't go out because he's grounded. I've been studying math for hours. I've been studying math for hours. Was your sister a rower? Was your sister a rower? The playbook outlines our strategy for the game. The playbook outlines our strategy for the game. How often do you try to play the guitar? How often do you try to play the guitar? Do they change at 5 p.m.? Do they change at 5 p.m.? Assistance is usually offered by the official. Assistance is usually offered by the official. My father will come to my school for me. My father will come to my school for me. Not everyone agreed with the proposal. Not everyone agreed with the proposal. Take a shower when the sea comes home. Take a shower when the sea comes home. If you can't, can you please reschedule? If you can't, can you please reschedule? Usually they could not compare. Usually they could not compare. Is there a loyalty program I can sign up for? Is there a loyalty program I can sign up for? We're going by train, right? We're going by train, right? The window was accidentally broken. The window was accidentally broken. Was his wife a masseuse? Was his wife a masseuse? Eating healthy is important. Eating healthy is important. Could you lend me some pencils, please? Could you lend me some pencils, please? I don't have any friends and I feel really lonely. I don't have any friends and I feel really lonely. Wouldn't you be a botanist in 4 days? Wouldn't you be a botanist in 4 days? When do you usually have lunch? When do you usually have lunch? I wish I could watch the performance of my favorite band live. I wish I could watch the performance of my favorite band live. He likes to read books but prefers to watch movies. He likes to read books but prefers to watch movies. They are waiting for the bus at the bus stop. They are waiting for the bus at the bus stop. My mother left my father again and came home a little earlier than I expected. My mother left my father again and came home a little earlier than I expected. You speak Spanish fluently. You speak Spanish fluently. We go swimming in the summer. We go swimming in the summer. Won't buy the dress without trying it on. Won't buy the dress without trying it on. You will be waiting for the bus. You will be waiting for the bus. Would they force? Would they force? You can't be a beautician at sunset. You can't be a beautician at sunset. Never give up. Never give up. Did I build? Did I build? Our half-brother was president. Our half-brother was president. His contribution to the project is invaluable. His contribution to the project is invaluable. Is the agent? Is the agent? Don't you see the no entry sign? You can't get in there. Don't you see the no entry sign? You can't get in there. What should I do now? What should I do now? Shame is an emotion. Shame is an emotion. Why are you learning to swim? Because I want to scuba dive. Why are you learning to swim? Because I want to scuba dive. Philosopher at sunset? Philosopher at sunset? They will eat. They will eat. I'm trying to be fair. I'm trying to be fair. How's it going? How's it going? I need to check my bank account balance. I need to check my bank account balance. They will go on a journey next summer. They will go on a journey next summer. Can you increase? Can you increase? Must approve. Must approve. Weren't we financiers before at 5 a.m.? Weren't we financiers before at 5 a.m.? We shouldn't stay every day. We shouldn't stay every day. His siblings are translators. His siblings are translators. Small town is great. Small town is great. The movie was full of action and suspense. The movie was full of action and suspense. Please make an appointment with our sales team. Please make an appointment with our sales team. The car broke down. The car broke down. After 3 seconds, it should be the Ranger. After 3 seconds, it should be the Ranger. You never forget important dates. You never forget important dates. After 4 days, he may not worry. After 4 days, he may not worry. We couldn't listen a century ago. We couldn't listen a century ago. No need to apologize. It wasn't your fault. No need to apologize. It wasn't your fault. I always lock my door before I go to bed. I always lock my door before I go to bed. Seems to be an issue with the mobile site. Seems to be an issue with the mobile site. Did he often write lyrics? Did he often write lyrics? Mary will be aware of this situation. Mary will be aware of this situation. Rarely use? Rarely use? Do we need to do anything about my web address? Do we need to do anything about my web address? Was your wife a dermatologist? Was your wife a dermatologist? We think, maybe we will do nothing. We think, maybe we will do nothing. What do you think about them? What do you think about them? Let me have your drink first. Let me have your drink first. I thought you could help me. I thought you could help me. Can you give me a sponge bath? Can you give me a sponge bath? Wouldn't he run after a second? Wouldn't he run after a second? You didn't tell me anything about yourself. You didn't tell me anything about yourself. I prefer cats to dogs. I prefer cats to dogs. On the other hand, what a delicious dessert. What a delicious dessert. You may not support. You may not support. Not hit? Not hit? Can they be night watchmen at noon? Can they be night watchmen at noon? He had finished his homework before the deadline. He had finished his homework before the deadline. Is my nephew the bus driver? Is my nephew the bus driver? 1 minute. I will go and check. 1 minute. I will go and check. Sorry to hear that. Sorry to hear that. Do not misunderstand me. Do not misunderstand me. Could you drop me off at the airport, please? Could you drop me off at the airport, please? Coral reef. Coral reef. They usually go shopping on the weekends. They usually go shopping on the weekends. I repeated later. I repeated later. The new laptop is faster than the old one. The new laptop is faster than the old one. We are excited to meet our new neighbors. We are excited to meet our new neighbors. Overlap. Overlap. Should you do it later? Should you do it later? They can become officers at dawn. They can become officers at dawn. I have some friends. I have some friends. You don't always improve. You don't always improve. Have you designed it now? Have you designed it now? Why did you go? Why did you go? They had to walk home because they missed the bus. They had to walk home because they missed the bus. How was the weekend? How was the weekend? Can we do a manicure at 2 a.m. later? Can we do a manicure at 2 a.m. later? Was he the bartender now? Was he the bartender now? I didn't. They need help. They need help. Will he not serve? Will he not serve? He can't settle in. He can't settle in. Can become a journeyman immediately. Can become a journeyman immediately. He went to the beach to relax and sunbathe. He went to the beach to relax and sunbathe. That photo belongs to Victor. That photo belongs to Victor. He enjoys playing video games in his spare time. He enjoys playing video games in his spare time. The glass is on the table. The glass is on the table. Will you be performing in 2 evenings? Will you be performing in 2 evenings? Hasn't he finished his work yet? Hasn't he finished his work yet? Is our stepson an intensive care specialist? Is our stepson an intensive care specialist? He likes to go to the gym to exercise. He likes to go to the gym to exercise. It won't fund then 5 a.m. It won't fund then 5 a.m. Doesn't he insure every week? Doesn't he insure every week? John's ticket complexity is greater and always more complex than other teams' member tickets. John's ticket complexity is greater and always more complex than other teams' member tickets. It was the most important thing in the world to me. It was the most important thing in the world to me. He wrote a letter to his pen pal. He wrote a letter to his pen pal. They have to learn English for their job. They have to learn English for their job. He's too lazy to do his homework. He's too lazy to do his homework. I have 2 sons and my eldest son's name is Tommy. This car is his. I have 2 sons and my eldest son's name is Tommy. This car is his. We were playing board games with our family. We were playing board games with our family. They trained their dogs by a professional dog trainer. They trained their dogs by a professional dog trainer. I have some ideas for our next project. I have some ideas for our next project. You have breakfast every morning. You have breakfast every morning. They decided to start a fitness program. They decided to start a fitness program. It wasn't as fateful as it was. It wasn't as fateful as it was. Do they become real estate agents in 1 hour? Do they become real estate agents in 1 hour? How much does a bottle of wine cost? How much does a bottle of wine cost? What am I going to do? What am I going to do? Attention. Attention. We are excited to start our new business. We are excited to start our new business. She is very beautiful, everyone admires her. She is very beautiful, everyone admires her. He starts his English lessons next week. He starts his English lessons next week. He painted the room blue. He painted the room blue. You may not guess after 3 days. You may not guess after 3 days. I almost missed the bus this morning. I almost missed the bus this morning. Was his brother a shepherd? Was his brother a shepherd? Did they always agree? Did they always agree? He helped his friend with his homework. He helped his friend with his homework. It should be. It should be. Filthy. Filthy. Watching movies is fun. Watching movies is fun. I have never seen Istanbul. I have never seen Istanbul. Will it attack at night? Will it attack at night? Does not take a step. Does not take a step. The movie we watched last night was really funny. The movie we watched last night was really funny. Didn't they give work every week? Didn't they give work every week? I will need a lot of help to get everything done on time. I will need a lot of help to get everything done on time. Does he want it now? Does he want it now? Have you visited the Louvre Museum before your trip to Paris? Have you visited the Louvre Museum before your trip to Paris? I give up. I give up. We have to finish the report before the deadline. We have to finish the report before the deadline. I can go to the concert tonight. I can go to the concert tonight. He is my brother. He is my brother. I will be working on my car this weekend. I will be working on my car this weekend. He set up a YouTube channel to share his DIY projects. He set up a YouTube channel to share his DIY projects. Although it was a difficult task, we managed to complete it. Although it was a difficult task, we managed to complete it. He always arrives on time. He always arrives on time. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm 8. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm 8. Too shy to speak in public. Too shy to speak in public. The students prepared for the presentation all week. The students prepared for the presentation all week. Shouldn't you drink sometimes? Shouldn't you drink sometimes? We are injured. We are injured. Does he have? Does he have? One afternoon did not heal. One afternoon did not heal. Won't he sleep? Won't he sleep? I'm not a crown, I'm just curious. I'm not a crown, I'm just curious. Congressman could be 2 more mornings later. Congressman could be 2 more mornings later. Your father is a philosopher. Your father is a philosopher. His cousins were cashiers. His cousins were cashiers. Can't it burn next year? Can't it burn next year? Let me take a look at this for you. Let me take a look at this for you. He is married. He is married. Please call us again. Please call us again. Should she sing every month? Should she sing every month? What I did. What I did. Are your children masseuses? Are your children masseuses? I didn't get it 2 days ago. I didn't get it 2 days ago. He needs to brush his teeth before going to bed. He needs to brush his teeth before going to bed. They slept 8 hours last night. They slept 8 hours last night. Have you been listening to music all day? Have you been listening to music all day? Do you sell gift baskets? Do you sell gift baskets? We cannot increase. We cannot increase. Are there children assistants? Are there children assistants? Will he become a foreman in 3 months? Will he become a foreman in 3 months? Flawless. Flawless. Your half-brother is an analyst. Your half-brother is an analyst. Don't they invade later in the morning? Don't they invade later in the morning? Is my half-sister an inventor? Is my half-sister an inventor? I don't want to buy this car. I don't want to buy this car. He played video games with his older brother. He played video games with his older brother. Makes itself. Makes itself. He exercised regularly and improved his endurance as a result. He exercised regularly and improved his endurance as a result. When I woke up, the sun had already risen. When I woke up, the sun had already risen. The print format is incorrect. The print format is incorrect. Determined. Determined. Should not go now. Should not go now. Later. Later. For example. For example. They will have finished construction by the end of the week. They will have finished construction by the end of the week. Sam, you remember what happened? Sam, you remember what happened? I've never seen this phone before. I've never seen this phone before. I can't find the can opener. I can't find the can opener. Should be replaced later. Should be replaced later. Can't I compare? Can't I compare? It's 7:45. It's 7:45. Do you know the woman sitting next to me? Do you know the woman sitting next to me? His stepson was the butler. His stepson was the butler. How many trees are in the park? How many trees are in the park? Where do you go when you are sick? Where do you go when you are sick? Was it yearly? Was it yearly? His grandfather is a columnist. His grandfather is a columnist. The coffee is too hot to drink immediately. The coffee is too hot to drink immediately. Today's review. Today's review. He loves to travel to new countries. He loves to travel to new countries. Where can I find home essentials? Where can I find home essentials? Can it burn? Can it burn? No cream right away. No cream right away. I'm going to the grocery store to buy something to eat for my party. I'm going to the grocery store to buy something to eat for my party. The sun sets in the west. The sun sets in the west. I taught at noon. I taught at noon. It's not like you. It's not like you. I'm in the room with 3 showers. I'm in the room with 3 showers. Shouldn't he be a playwright sometimes? Shouldn't he be a playwright sometimes? Is there a deli section in the store? Is there a deli section in the store? The musicians will record their new album in the studio. The musicians will record their new album in the studio. The river is under the bridge. The river is under the bridge. How far is Pattaya from Bangkok? How far is Pattaya from Bangkok? Will I match? Will I match? Should he understand that silence is necessary? Should he understand that silence is necessary? We will not travel at sunset. We will not travel at sunset. They are producers. They are producers. My sister has been living in London for 3 months. My sister has been living in London for 3 months. I finish my work ahead of time. I finish my work ahead of time. He didn't see me like this. He didn't see me like this. You shouldn't be a nighttime scavenger. You shouldn't be a nighttime scavenger. Understands the importance of education. Understands the importance of education. I'm in the room on the left. I'm in the room on the left. I need to buy a new pair of shoes for work. I need to buy a new pair of shoes for work. Don't we play? Don't we play? All students took the exam. All students took the exam. They have a large family and love to spend time together. They have a large family and love to spend time together. Shall we open? Shall we open? Do you usually feed? Do you usually feed? He teaches. He teaches. I'm sure you understand. I'm sure you understand. He will come back to you. He will come back to you. After 2 weeks I wouldn't force it. After 2 weeks I wouldn't force it. Doesn't it fit every month? Doesn't it fit every month? He went to the library to borrow some books. He went to the library to borrow some books. Are you at home today? Are you at home today? On Saturday afternoon the city was packed with people and cars. On Saturday afternoon the city was packed with people and cars. We have been living in this house since 2010. We have been living in this house since 2010. Your relatives were barbers. Your relatives were barbers. Can't it sink? Can't it sink? Tony loves taking selfies and always shares them on Instagram. Tony loves taking selfies and always shares them on Instagram. Do you have a restaurant? Do you have a restaurant? The new restaurant is bigger than the old one. The new restaurant is bigger than the old one. Your neighbor is an anthropologist. Your neighbor is an anthropologist. Can't you meet? Can't you meet? After 3 nights, we're not botanists. After 3 nights, we're not botanists. Don't you need to fill? Don't you need to fill? I can support. I can support. How is it going? How old are you? Can you tell me to continue? How is it going? How old are you? Can you tell me to continue? I rarely change my style. I rarely change my style. I will study for my exam tomorrow. I will study for my exam tomorrow. Is her stepdad a gardener? Is her stepdad a gardener? He enjoys playing video games in his spare time. He enjoys playing video games in his spare time. He was able to quickly solve the math problem. He was able to quickly solve the math problem. Do you like chocolate? Asked. Do you like chocolate? Asked. Your grandfather is a reporter. Your grandfather is a reporter. I went to the hospital yesterday. I went to the hospital yesterday. I visited my grandfather last weekend. I visited my grandfather last weekend. They tasted the new ice cream flavor. They tasted the new ice cream flavor. He is walking along the river. He is walking along the river. It rains a lot in this city. It rains a lot in this city. He has been working for this company for 10 years. He has been working for this company for 10 years. We go to the gym 3 times a week. We go to the gym 3 times a week. He enjoys cooking dinner for his family. He enjoys cooking dinner for his family. Can't I solve? Can't I solve? What did you use? What did you use? He rarely drinks coffee. He rarely drinks coffee. Giraffe has the longest neck among land animals. Giraffe has the longest neck among land animals. We are going to a concert tonight. We are going to a concert tonight. They were playing cards at the table. They were playing cards at the table. Which cinema? Which cinema? You can play outside until dark. You can play outside until dark. She had cooked dinner before her guests arrived. She had cooked dinner before her guests arrived. My father will come to my school for me. My father will come to my school for me. Do you have liquids in your hand luggage? Do you have liquids in your hand luggage? Can you take care of it now? Can you take care of it now? Should it be chosen? Should it be chosen? I must not forget to buy milk on the way home. I must not forget to buy milk on the way home. I don't want to lose my machine for my love. I don't want to lose my machine for my love. I was going to school. I was going to school. The photo taken on the beach shows our family. The photo taken on the beach shows our family. Was an anthropologist. Was an anthropologist. If they had tickets, they would have gone to the concert. If they had tickets, they would have gone to the concert. The team have to leave for another meeting. The team have to leave for another meeting. Your half-brother's butler. Your half-brother's butler. How much is a sweet? How much is a sweet? Pessimistic in my life. Pessimistic in my life. We can't eat. We can't eat. Should they be admins soon? Should they be admins soon? Do we have to cry after 2 days? Do we have to cry after 2 days? We watched a gripping thriller. We watched a gripping thriller. I couldn't collect at noon. I couldn't collect at noon. We are flying. We are flying. They can analyze immediately. They can analyze immediately. I'm going to start a new exercise routine, she told her brother. I'm going to start a new exercise routine, she told her brother. He needs some water to quench his thirst. He needs some water to quench his thirst. I won't go out if it's scary. I won't go out if it's scary. Workers were building a new house in the neighborhood. Workers were building a new house in the neighborhood. We can be truck drivers at dusk. We can be truck drivers at dusk. The banana was too ripe and I had to throw it away. The banana was too ripe and I had to throw it away. 5 years later should not be preferred. 5 years later should not be preferred. He's swimming in the pool. He's swimming in the pool. We didn't do angling then. We didn't do angling then. Can I have a copy of your report? Can I have a copy of your report? The teacher in my class is very helpful. The teacher in my class is very helpful. He would not be fed next year. He would not be fed next year. Air purifier helps with allergies and asthma. Air purifier helps with allergies and asthma. I did not study the material thoroughly and, as a result, did not understand the lesson. I did not study the material thoroughly and, as a result, did not understand the lesson. Grading chart. Grading chart. You may not support. You may not support. She looks after her child while her husband is at work. She looks after her child while her husband is at work. You live in London, right? You live in London, right? Was your grandfather a civil servant? Was your grandfather a civil servant? Do you have dairy-free alternatives? Do you have dairy-free alternatives? She is baking a cake. She is baking a cake. All necessary steps must be taken. All necessary steps must be taken. He rarely goes shopping. He rarely goes shopping. He studied hard to get into a prestigious university. He studied hard to get into a prestigious university. Doesn't it cost every day? Doesn't it cost every day? Will he not create? Will he not create? The package was delivered to the wrong address. The package was delivered to the wrong address. My sister's birthday is next week. My sister's birthday is next week. Should I be an editor a century from now? Should I be an editor a century from now? Their neighbors are drummers. Their neighbors are drummers. I should not create. I should not create. And we tried everything and nothing worked. And we tried everything and nothing worked. He was going to force it 4 weeks later. He was going to force it 4 weeks later. Your brother was a jeweler. Your brother was a jeweler. I'm in the next room. I'm in the next room. The room was cleaned by the maid. The room was cleaned by the maid. Offer. Offer. The noise is getting louder, we should close the windows. The noise is getting louder, we should close the windows. Was her grandmother an intensive care specialist? Was her grandmother an intensive care specialist? I have an appointment on Monday. I have an appointment on Monday. He had been studying his piano skills for years before giving his first concert. He had been studying his piano skills for years before giving his first concert. Can I finish 4 days ago? Can I finish 4 days ago? Then we decided to take a break and rest. Then we decided to take a break and rest. Should you be a naturalist? Should you be a naturalist? They can become beekeepers after 4 weeks. They can become beekeepers after 4 weeks. Give your place in public transport. Give your place in public transport. You will have a great time at the party. You will have a great time at the party. It should run. It should run. The house was built in 1890. The house was built in 1890. Don't we get involved in 4 years? Don't we get involved in 4 years? Very boring. Very boring. After that notary 3 weekend. After that notary 3 weekend. You can make a cake for your family. You can make a cake for your family. Was his father a paramedic? Was his father a paramedic? We have to find a way to cut costs without sacrificing quality. We have to find a way to cut costs without sacrificing quality. We'll take a step. We'll take a step. The girl standing there is my sister. The girl standing there is my sister. We were waiting in line when we saw our favorite actor. We were waiting in line when we saw our favorite actor. Should not object. Should not object. We couldn't rule at 2 a.m. before. We couldn't rule at 2 a.m. before. You should not take. You should not take. Let's go shopping this weekend. Let's go shopping this weekend. The package was lost during shipping. The package was lost during shipping. What I did. What I did. I'm going to the party. I'm going to the party. We went canoeing on the lake and saw beautiful views. We went canoeing on the lake and saw beautiful views. Can I speak to a social worker? Can I speak to a social worker? I have to go home. I have to go home. Can I walk every month? Can I walk every month? He ate an apple as a snack. He ate an apple as a snack. He won't eat until he finishes his homework. He won't eat until he finishes his homework. I'm getting a lot of data from the address service. I'm getting a lot of data from the address service. You should not repeat at sunrise. You should not repeat at sunrise. Make sure. Make sure. Do you have any paper towels in stock? Do you have any paper towels in stock? Annual astronomer right? Annual astronomer right? You have to account for every bullet. You have to account for every bullet. We should have listened to the weather forecast. We should have listened to the weather forecast. What dress should I wear to the party? What dress should I wear to the party? He is watering the plants. He is watering the plants. Is there any milk in the fridge? Is there any milk in the fridge? Bought 3 books yesterday. Bought 3 books yesterday. Where? Where? Was your grandson an actor? Was your grandson an actor? The event will take place next month. The event will take place next month. A shoe shine boy had his shoes polished. A shoe shine boy had his shoes polished. They were hiking in the mountains when they saw a bear. They were hiking in the mountains when they saw a bear. If you need help, just ask me. If you need help, just ask me. I can't imagine my life without you. I can't imagine my life without you. I will go to the shop tomorrow. I will go to the shop tomorrow. Can we make any changes to this plan? Can we make any changes to this plan? Despite the distance, they maintained a strong friendship. Despite the distance, they maintained a strong friendship. He always wears a watch. He always wears a watch. How often do you eat apples? How often do you eat apples? Is there any topic? Is there any topic? What else have you done? What else have you done? Can we live from time to time? Can we live from time to time? If he passed the driver's license test, he would buy a car. If he passed the driver's license test, he would buy a car. I own this house. I own this house. It can dive after 3 days. It can dive after 3 days. Don't we need to bake right away? Don't we need to bake right away? I was scared. I was scared. He ate an apple as a snack. He ate an apple as a snack. Are you sure now? Are you sure now? Shouldn't they be solving? Shouldn't they be solving? They burn after 3 weeks. They burn after 3 weeks. We shouldn't be interested after 3 p.m. We shouldn't be interested after 3 p.m. Your stepson is a model. Your stepson is a model. The cat hiding under the bed is scared. The cat hiding under the bed is scared. The concert had already started when we got there. The concert had already started when we got there. We have a wide variety of soft drinks and juices. We have a wide variety of soft drinks and juices. We have to finish the report before the deadline. We have to finish the report before the deadline. By this time next year, I will have finished my degree. By this time next year, I will have finished my degree. I can't be a musician every week. I can't be a musician every week. I'll take out the trash later. I'll take out the trash later. When did you come to school? When did you come to school? Should I buy a car? Should I buy a car? I'm going to take a photography course. I'm going to take a photography course. I can be happy. I can be happy. Will you trust before? Will you trust before? You will be connected. You will be connected. Okay, you don't even need to talk. Okay, you don't even need to talk. The castle was built in the middle of the 13th century. The castle was built in the middle of the 13th century. I wish I hadn't stopped playing the piano. I wish I hadn't stopped playing the piano. He should arrive at the airport on time. He should arrive at the airport on time. He often forgets his keys. He often forgets his keys. Were your grandchildren firefighters? Were your grandchildren firefighters? Do you always have to inspect? Do you always have to inspect? I'm going to visit my grandparents this weekend, she said. I'm going to visit my grandparents this weekend, she said. Together they can form a group. Together they can form a group. I need to buy some bread. I need to buy some bread. Public support is essential for success. Public support is essential for success. Whose garden are we in? Whose garden are we in? How often do you go for a walk? How often do you go for a walk? I drink coffee in the morning. I drink coffee in the morning. Flowers are blooming in the garden. Flowers are blooming in the garden. He cooked dinner. He cooked dinner. The bird flew out of its nest. The bird flew out of its nest. I've never been before. I've never been before. Finger. Finger. My car is yellow. My car is yellow. I did not throw. I did not throw. Have you ridden a rabbit? Have you ridden a rabbit? The nurse will be with you every hour to check on you. The nurse will be with you every hour to check on you. I must not forget to buy milk on the way home. I must not forget to buy milk on the way home. We are cleaning the house. We are cleaning the house. Children will play outside until dark. Children will play outside until dark. Often live. Often live. If I were a famous singer, I would give concerts around the world. If I were a famous singer, I would give concerts around the world. I can go home. I can go home. You are not a monthly nurse. You are not a monthly nurse. 1 week later, my hostess. 1 week later, my hostess. Can I be a stylist in 1 hour? Can I be a stylist in 1 hour? The children were playing in the park when their parents arrived. The children were playing in the park when their parents arrived. How are you going to work? How are you going to work? Is your stepbrother a ranger? Is your stepbrother a ranger? Can I taste this salad mix sample? Can I taste this salad mix sample? Is our uncle the president? Is our uncle the president? The exam was difficult. The exam was difficult. I'm worthy. I'm worthy. I can't eat spicy food. It makes me sick. I can't eat spicy food. It makes me sick. Sarah and Tom are coming with us. Sarah and Tom are coming with us. Can then connect at 5 a.m. Can then connect at 5 a.m. Let's go shopping this weekend. Let's go shopping this weekend. The customer service representative helped resolve the issue. The customer service representative helped resolve the issue. Hit. He finished his work early. He finished his work early. Then he can take advantage of 3 in the morning. Then he can take advantage of 3 in the morning. How many words do you need to speak a language? How many words do you need to speak a language? They go to the cinema on Fridays. They go to the cinema on Fridays. After the performance, they paid a moment of silence. After the performance, they paid a moment of silence. Which is the correct answer to this question? Which is the correct answer to this question? He will invite me every day. He will invite me every day. I don't know you. I don't know you. Can't replace it after 2 years? Can't replace it after 2 years? Summer is hotter than winter. Summer is hotter than winter. I could see storm clouds gathering in the distance. I could see storm clouds gathering in the distance. Couldn't he have been an officer at 5 o'clock the previous evening? Couldn't he have been an officer at 5 o'clock the previous evening? The problem was solved using a different approach. The problem was solved using a different approach. I will dress. I will dress. I'm not running. I'm not running. You promised. You promised. We used to live in the countryside. We used to live in the countryside. We're going to the cinema next Saturday. We're going to the cinema next Saturday. We were late for the bus. We were late for the bus. We hope to see you again soon. We hope to see you again soon. Despite the difficulties, we kept moving forward. Despite the difficulties, we kept moving forward. I immediately became a warrior. I immediately became a warrior. The movie we watched last night was really funny. The movie we watched last night was really funny. Will he generally be afraid? Will he generally be afraid? I'm cooking dinner for my family. I'm cooking dinner for my family. They don't start a war right away. They don't start a war right away. We watched a documentary about nature. We watched a documentary about nature. It is different. It is different. Is she cooking at night? Is she cooking at night? Shoppings means buying something from a store. Shoppings means buying something from a store. We think, maybe we will do nothing. We think, maybe we will do nothing. He will take care of it. He will take care of it. They believe in ghosts. They believe in ghosts. Talks about it often. Talks about it often. Are their stepdads archaeologists? Are their stepdads archaeologists? Not the immediate operator. Not the immediate operator. Hand of the door. Hand of the door. Hard working. Hard working. They believe in ghosts. They believe in ghosts. They would manage 4 afternoons. They would manage 4 afternoons. They shop at the mall. They shop at the mall. Prices rise due to inflation. Prices rise due to inflation. Did it cause? Did it cause? I don't know your mother. I don't know your mother. I could smell the delicious smell of freshly baked bread. I could smell the delicious smell of freshly baked bread. You are actually the same person as where you requested the meeting. You are actually the same person as where you requested the meeting. His half-brother was a scavenger. His half-brother was a scavenger. We must recycle our waste to protect the environment. We must recycle our waste to protect the environment. We have lived in this city for 5 years. We have lived in this city for 5 years. The electric skillet is great for one-pot cooking. The electric skillet is great for one-pot cooking. You lock. You lock. Everyone should have the right to vote. Everyone should have the right to vote. He enjoys reading books in his spare time. He enjoys reading books in his spare time. Please don't joke with me. Please don't joke with me. Sometimes they go swimming in the lake. Sometimes they go swimming in the lake. What a great book. What a great book. We often go to the beach in the summer. We often go to the beach in the summer. Can it continue into the sunset? Can it continue into the sunset? Is your nephew a waiter? Is your nephew a waiter? What is the cost of this item? What is the cost of this item? He hates spiders. He hates spiders. Radiate. Radiate. May indicate annually. May indicate annually. Sequence. Sequence. I'm going to the museum. I'm going to the museum. The date worked for the exam. The date worked for the exam. Wouldn't it be a daily lifesaver? Wouldn't it be a daily lifesaver? I'll run a few tests to determine the problem. I'll run a few tests to determine the problem. She doesn't know that she is. She doesn't know that she is. After 2 months, he can become a curator. After 2 months, he can become a curator. He called his mother. He called his mother. I want to learn English. I want to learn English. Were our grandchildren tailors? Were our grandchildren tailors? Legendary. Legendary. I am a middle school senior. My favorite subject is math and biology. I am a middle school senior. My favorite subject is math and biology. May I not include? May I not include? She won't put on the dress until you iron it. She won't put on the dress until you iron it. Their wives are postmen. Their wives are postmen. Couldn't he report sometimes? Couldn't he report sometimes? He had lived in London for 3 years before moving to New York. He had lived in London for 3 years before moving to New York. He will normally be the governor. He will normally be the governor. Shouldn't we be ambassadors often? Shouldn't we be ambassadors often? They lived happily ever after. They lived happily ever after. They usually have dinner at a restaurant. They usually have dinner at a restaurant. When he comes, we'll be long gone. When he comes, we'll be long gone. They can always wage war. They can always wage war. Am I not going to be a sociologist every year? Am I not going to be a sociologist every year? She needs to apologize to her friend for hurting her feelings. She needs to apologize to her friend for hurting her feelings. Is your colleague an accountant? Is your colleague an accountant? Did it cause? Did it cause? Are there stepson philosophers? Are there stepson philosophers? Still, there are some questions that need clarification. Still, there are some questions that need clarification. Change location by clicking the map. Change location by clicking the map. She's going to make a cake for the party. She's going to make a cake for the party. Can I get all the answers on the left-hand side? Can I get all the answers on the left-hand side? By the end of the year they will be traveling for 6 months. By the end of the year they will be traveling for 6 months. Not often a pharmacist. Not often a pharmacist. Time. Time. I am good. I am good. He's not going to the party, is he? He's not going to the party, is he? I must not forget to water the plants while I am away. I must not forget to water the plants while I am away. Often not suggested. Often not suggested. How many do you want? How many do you want? Now do you want to talk to me about my sons? Now do you want to talk to me about my sons? Did he get a sheriff every month? Did he get a sheriff every month? How do you say this thing? How do you say this thing? The baby is sleeping soundly in his crib. The baby is sleeping soundly in his crib. His brothers were speakers. His brothers were speakers. I'm reading my favorite author's book. I'm reading my favorite author's book. Can he arrest every day? Can he arrest every day? He is doing his homework in his room. He is doing his homework in his room. You won't be a nanny in 5 minutes. You won't be a nanny in 5 minutes. I wish he had traveled more when he was younger. I wish he had traveled more when he was younger. Was it working regularly before it hurt the knee? Was it working regularly before it hurt the knee? Your mother is a shepherd. Your mother is a shepherd. Didn't you diversify? Didn't you diversify? Because I want to speak English with my sons. Because I want to speak English with my sons. Was her mother-in-law an aviator? Was her mother-in-law an aviator? His mother was a homeowner. His mother was a homeowner. Sometimes it didn't work. Sometimes it didn't work. To be honest, I won't be able to take a long vacation sooner than next year. I won't be able to take a long vacation sooner than next year. Will he write? Will he write? I'm going to the park. I'm going to the park. Truths. Truths. Get ready for the party. Get ready for the party. A page is missing. A page is missing. Was he posting weekly? Was he posting weekly? You could go out with your friends if you had finished your homework. You could go out with your friends if you had finished your homework. The computer crashed during the presentation. The computer crashed during the presentation. Is my colleague a technician? Is my colleague a technician? Are there any special offers today? Are there any special offers today? I'm going to vocational high school. I'm going to vocational high school. Can I have your attention for a minute? Can I have your attention for a minute? We must take a step. We must take a step. The sun is shining brightly. The sun is shining brightly. Shouldn't she be the receptionist right away? Shouldn't she be the receptionist right away? They arrived at the airport on time. They arrived at the airport on time. Does it warn you at sunrise? Does it warn you at sunrise? When my mom comes home you will marry me. When my mom comes home you will marry me. I will retire in 10 years. I will retire in 10 years. Ironing in a month? Ironing in a month? I've never experienced such a situation before. I've never experienced such a situation before. If I were you, I would apologize to him. If I were you, I would apologize to him. Can I use my loyalty card for rewards? Can I use my loyalty card for rewards? Can you recommend a good brand of laundry detergent? Can you recommend a good brand of laundry detergent? I'm in the next room. I'm in the next room. Then you won't be the morning messenger. Then you won't be the morning messenger. Is our friend a rower? Is our friend a rower? Actually, this is for my grandma. Actually, this is for my grandma. Did I push every day? Did I push every day? We'll be back in a few days. We'll be back in a few days. What kind of music do you like? What kind of music do you like? I will do my best. I will do my best. The mistake was forgiven by the teacher. The mistake was forgiven by the teacher. Are her siblings nurses? Are her siblings nurses? I must apologize for my mistake. I must apologize for my mistake. He enjoys playing video games in his spare time. He enjoys playing video games in his spare time. They are not created soon. They are not created soon. I was trying. I was trying. This painting is very valuable to me. This painting is very valuable to me. To lend. To lend. He diligently played the piano and was selected for the prestigious concert. He diligently played the piano and was selected for the prestigious concert. Do you have any siblings? Do you have any siblings? Can I taste this chocolate sample? Can I taste this chocolate sample? How much time do you spend on the internet? How much time do you spend on the internet? Our ABC meeting continues. We may be late for the retro meeting. Our ABC meeting continues. We may be late for the retro meeting. What kind of friend? What kind of friend? Sometimes you are a contractor. Sometimes you are a contractor. I'm going to the shopping center. I'm going to the shopping center. We will go on a long journey in the summer. We will go on a long journey in the summer. They can be supervisors. They can be supervisors. We need to talk. We need to talk. Offer. Offer. This is the best pizza I've ever had. This is the best pizza I've ever had. I have a lot in common with my best friend. I have a lot in common with my best friend. As a customer, I see relevant products and offers, so I prefer to shop here. Buying a mix of my groceries. As a customer, I see relevant products and offers, so I prefer to shop here. Buying a mix of my groceries. He is a talented musician. He is a talented musician. We watched a movie together laughing and crying. We watched a movie together laughing and crying. My sister's birthday is next week. My sister's birthday is next week. How much does a bottle of wine cost? How much does a bottle of wine cost? Can't write every month? Can't write every month? Can you become a marketer the day before? Can you become a marketer the day before? I'm ashamed of what I did. I'm ashamed of what I did. Hit. Hit. Was he jumping 4 days ago? Was he jumping 4 days ago? Then you can love 4 in the morning. Then you can love 4 in the morning. I am very tired, I need a rest. I am very tired, I need a rest. If it's cold, wear a hat and gloves. If it's cold, wear a hat and gloves. They are assumed every month. They are assumed every month. Should he think? Should he think? Could you tell us about the university's support services for international students? Could you tell us about the university's support services for international students? Should do. Should do. Where will you be at 6 o'clock? Where will you be at 6 o'clock? You didn't go to the gym today, did you? You didn't go to the gym today, did you? He is a dedicated teacher and inspires his students. He is a dedicated teacher and inspires his students. I may not be a cop in 5 hours. I may not be a cop in 5 hours. There is not enough evidence to support the claim. There is not enough evidence to support the claim. He had been playing the violin for hours, so he could play the difficult piece perfectly. He had been playing the violin for hours, so he could play the difficult piece perfectly. I'm not sure if I'm the best fit for this job. I'm not sure if I'm the best fit for this job. I can judge after 3 years. I can judge after 3 years. I hope to pass my English exam. I hope to pass my English exam. I'm learning to play the guitar, he said. I'm learning to play the guitar, he said. There is nothing we can do for that girl. There is nothing we can do for that girl. Is her aunt a rapper? Is her aunt a rapper? My grandchildren were sociologists. My grandchildren were sociologists. We enjoy playing football and our classmates also enjoy it. We enjoy playing football and our classmates also enjoy it. Firstly, you were exercising every month. You were exercising every month. Wouldn't I normally recommend? Wouldn't I normally recommend? What are you thinking? What are you thinking? There would be no hostess at dawn. There would be no hostess at dawn. We should not organize monthly. We should not organize monthly. Was her aunt a shipper? Was her aunt a shipper? Will he judge? Will he judge? You forgot your keys. You forgot your keys. I wish I had gone to bed earlier last night. I wish I had gone to bed earlier last night. Can't replace it after 2 years? Can't replace it after 2 years? Do they need to be placed last year? Do they need to be placed last year? Can I become a fabricator after one night? Can I become a fabricator after one night? Worst. Worst. I'm trying to learn as much as possible. I'm trying to learn as much as possible. They visited Paris during their vacation. They visited Paris during their vacation. You were reported at sunrise. You were reported at sunrise. To cancel. To cancel. It can be a difficult task. It can be a difficult task. Do you want to talk to me now? Do you want to talk to me now? I had already finished my homework when my friends arrived. I had already finished my homework when my friends arrived. They will learn to play the guitar. They will learn to play the guitar. The question has been answered correctly. The question has been answered correctly. Accident. Accident. The book was recommended by many critics. The book was recommended by many critics. Does it sign annually? Does it sign annually? He may not be able to dive after one night. He may not be able to dive after one night. Can't we hide after 3 nights? Can't we hide after 3 nights? They invested wisely and made a lot of money as a result. They invested wisely and made a lot of money as a result. The restaurant was full of people. The restaurant was full of people. They may not forget weekly. They may not forget weekly. We will clean it weekly. We will clean it weekly. They traveled to many countries. They traveled to many countries. Can you come for a checkup tomorrow? Can you come for a checkup tomorrow? The percentage of students who passed the exam was low. The percentage of students who passed the exam was low. The book is very long, it will take some time to finish. The book is very long, it will take some time to finish. I think it's time for me to say goodbye. I think it's time for me to say goodbye. Are you watching a movie right now? Are you watching a movie right now? He's already cooked dinner. He's already cooked dinner. Can I get a rain control for this product if it is out of stock? Can I get a rain control for this product if it is out of stock? I have a coffee when I get home. I have a coffee when I get home. Do I impose 2 weeks? Do I impose 2 weeks? We can build this house. We can build this house. Can't lie at sunrise? Can't lie at sunrise? Is our brother a neurologist? Is our brother a neurologist? The children ate the cake. The children ate the cake. Can you lend me some money? Can you lend me some money? The picture was hung on the wall. The picture was hung on the wall. I will come. I will come. Was his half-brother a travel agent? Was his half-brother a travel agent? I go to the market to buy something to eat for my friends. I go to the market to buy something to eat for my friends. Shouldn't he ever have to teach? Shouldn't he ever have to teach? How much does a train ticket cost? How much does a train ticket cost? Maybe Tommy or John would like to say something. Maybe Tommy or John would like to say something. There were children in the opposite building. There were children in the opposite building. We forgive and forget. We forgive and forget. Good morning, how are you today? Good morning, how are you today? I made pasta for dinner. I made pasta for dinner. The team's strategy was deemed insufficient to win the match. The team's strategy was deemed insufficient to win the match. If something like this happens again, call me, okay? If something like this happens again, call me, okay? He will be on guard at noon. He will be on guard at noon. What can I get for you? What can I get for you? He was running in the park when he sprained his ankle. He was running in the park when he sprained his ankle. She's going to dance class next week. She's going to dance class next week. Should be encouraged every day. Should be encouraged every day. Although the hotel is not luxurious, it offers great service. Although the hotel is not luxurious, it offers great service. I'm starting a new job next week, he told his brother. I'm starting a new job next week, he told his brother. We do not ignore. We do not ignore. Avoiding excessive screen time improves mental health. Avoiding excessive screen time improves mental health. They want to open their own restaurant. They want to open their own restaurant. Are you interested? Are you interested? I told you everything about me. I told you everything about me. Supposedly, a new restaurant is opening in town next month. Supposedly, a new restaurant is opening in town next month. You are not behaving. You are not behaving. He goes to the library every week. He goes to the library every week. I was studying when you came home. I was studying when you came home. They said we won the match yesterday. They said we won the match yesterday. Do you know the person who won the lottery? Do you know the person who won the lottery? It's nice to receive praise. It's nice to receive praise. A page is missing. A page is missing. It wasn't a climb. It wasn't a climb. You should not underestimate the power of hard work. You should not underestimate the power of hard work. Wants to stay here. Wants to stay here. Are you trying to say what your criteria are? Are you trying to say what your criteria are? If we go to the beach, we can build sand castles. If we go to the beach, we can build sand castles. The disease was caused by a virus that is not yet understood. The disease was caused by a virus that is not yet understood. Pizza topping. Pizza topping. We will not analyze every year. We will not analyze every year. We may not be able to invest after 1 second. We may not be able to invest after 1 second. My sister is next to me. My sister is next to me. The restaurant we went to last week had delicious food. The restaurant we went to last week had delicious food. Do you have it? Do you have it? You don't sing every day. You don't sing every day. Variable. Variable. I will build a bridge. I will build a bridge. Are they kidnapping? Are they kidnapping? Didn't he give notice from time to time? Didn't he give notice from time to time? He is studying to become a doctor. He is studying to become a doctor. They got it now. They got it now. Developer 3 is not late in the morning. Developer 3 is not late in the morning. Wouldn't they draw? Wouldn't they draw? My family visited my grandparents. My family visited my grandparents. Tomorrow we are going hiking in the mountains. Tomorrow we are going hiking in the mountains. Strengthen teams. Strengthen teams. Is your grandfather a naturalist? Is your grandfather a naturalist? She worked. She is a singer. She is beautiful. She worked. She is a singer. She is beautiful. He wrote a letter to his family to express his gratitude. He wrote a letter to his family to express his gratitude. I left school at the age of 15. I left school at the age of 15. If it's cold, I won't go out. If it's cold, I won't go out. Your accent is very strong. Your accent is very strong. Give me the best book niches. Give me the best book niches. Can you close the door on your way out? Can you close the door on your way out? Can you help me with the dishes? Can you help me with the dishes? I can feel that you are hiding something from me. I can feel that you are hiding something from me. I think we should address this issue and have a meeting with the Ankara team for other tickets. I think we should address this issue and have a meeting with the Ankara team for other tickets. I was going to school. I was going to school. The rain, which had been pouring incessantly for days, finally stopped. The rain, which had been pouring incessantly for days, finally stopped. The baby is sleeping soundly in his crib. The baby is sleeping soundly in his crib. If I had studied harder, I could have passed the exam. If I had studied harder, I could have passed the exam. We met at night. We met at night. The train runs on schedule. The train runs on schedule. I want to buy a new car. I want to buy a new car. His goal is to become a doctor. His goal is to become a doctor. His spirit is good. His spirit is good. Could you please close the window? It's getting cold. Could you please close the window? It's getting cold. She made a cake for her birthday. She made a cake for her birthday. Is my uncle a garbage collector? Is my uncle a garbage collector? In 5 years I will be a famous writer. In 5 years I will be a famous writer. He'll be working on his project all night tonight. He'll be working on his project all night tonight. He could have been a great athlete if he had worked harder. He could have been a great athlete if he had worked harder. Can we own? Can we own? Had he been playing video games all day before his mother told him to do his homework? Had he been playing video games all day before his mother told him to do his homework? Can he prepare it every day? Can he prepare it every day? I have a fever. I have a fever. To organize. To organize. Also, please take a look. Also, please take a look. Is your brother-in-law a painter? Is your brother-in-law a painter? Extra fit and fair man is my favorite fit. Extra fit and fair man is my favorite fit. At least. We had already booked the hotel room before we left for vacation. We had already booked the hotel room before we left for vacation. You should not appreciate at noon. You should not appreciate at noon. I'm not a grocer at sunset. I'm not a grocer at sunset. He enjoys reading books in his spare time. He enjoys reading books in his spare time. I need to put eye drops in my eyes. I need to put eye drops in my eyes. The dog barks at the postman. The dog barks at the postman. We will be married for 5 years next month. We will be married for 5 years next month. The tall building is more impressive than the short one. The tall building is more impressive than the short one. Rubble. Chatty. The ability to adapt to change is important. The ability to adapt to change is important. Meanwhile. Meanwhile. Are you new here? Are you new here? Impatient. Impatient. Can't they expand? Can't they expand? Who exactly should I send this message to? Who exactly should I send this message to? Shouldn't I be sure after 3 midnight? Shouldn't I be sure after 3 midnight? The house was built in 1890. The house was built in 1890. He got up early to catch the first train. He got up early to catch the first train. The print format is incorrect. The print format is incorrect. Meanwhile. Meanwhile. Let's ask. Let's ask. Can I use my reward points on this purchase? Can I use my reward points on this purchase? He planted flowers in the garden. He planted flowers in the garden. Can it sit for 10 years? Can it sit for 10 years? Also, I would like to suggest a different approach. Also, I would like to suggest a different approach. Have you seen a good TV show lately? Have you seen a good TV show lately? They can learn a new language together. They can learn a new language together. On the other hand, I don't want to say anything to anyone. I don't want to say anything to anyone. He plays video games all morning. He plays video games all morning. You can sing a century later. You can sing a century later. Didn't we invite you every day? Didn't we invite you every day? I shouldn't be a monthly truck driver. I shouldn't be a monthly truck driver. She teaches yoga. She teaches yoga. I am working as an executive engineer at ABCDE Company. I am working as an executive engineer at ABCDE Company. Do you sign? Do you sign? Are they threatened now? Are they threatened now? We had the plumber fix the leaky faucet. We had the plumber fix the leaky faucet. Outside. Outside. You are inside Isabel's house. You are inside Isabel's house. I walked my dog in the morning. I walked my dog in the morning. He was taking a shower when the doorbell rang. He was taking a shower when the doorbell rang. English is easier than Chinese. English is easier than Chinese. He had finished his work by the time his boss arrived. He had finished his work by the time his boss arrived. Why are you late? Because my alarm didn't go off. Why are you late? Because my alarm didn't go off. My son Tommy took the scholarship exam. My son Tommy took the scholarship exam. I've always wanted to have children. I've always wanted to have children. If he got a scholarship, he would study abroad. If he got a scholarship, he would study abroad. We saw it on TV. We saw it on TV. Have you visited the Louvre Museum before your trip to Paris? Have you visited the Louvre Museum before your trip to Paris? This place is so bright. This place is so bright. If you think it will help. If you think it will help. They were not prepared for the meeting and felt unprepared as a result. They were not prepared for the meeting and felt unprepared as a result. Can't he be a porter at noon? Can't he be a porter at noon? Did not behave. Did not behave. They will go on vacation next month. They will go on vacation next month. Is your brother a consultant? Is your brother a consultant? Where can I find baking supplies? Where can I find baking supplies? Your granddaughter is the photographer. Your granddaughter is the photographer. I don't deserve to be treated like this. I don't deserve to be treated like this. If we have time, we can go for a walk. If we have time, we can go for a walk. He writes in his diary every day. He writes in his diary every day. Isn't he a jockey then? Isn't he a jockey then? Where is the bank? Where is the bank? He was a vegetarian for years before deciding to eat meat again. He was a vegetarian for years before deciding to eat meat again. Can't I cry later? Can't I cry later? Special. Special. Whose is the red pen? Whose is the red pen? Their wives are postmen. Their wives are postmen. Shouldn't you be? Shouldn't you be? Our nephew is an ironer. Our nephew is an ironer. They bought new running shoes to participate in the marathon. They bought new running shoes to participate in the marathon. Social. Social. I cannot reach this page. You? I cannot reach this page. You? Like what? Like what? The message has been misunderstood by the reader. The message has been misunderstood by the reader. We wouldn't be writing columns at noon. We wouldn't be writing columns at noon. Is our stepbrother the interviewer? Is our stepbrother the interviewer? To practice. To practice. Sibling model? Sibling model? Do you have any advice? Do you have any advice? Can I find international food in this store? Can I find international food in this store? The package was delivered this morning. The package was delivered this morning. They have to walk to school every morning. They have to walk to school every morning. Not sorting at dusk? Not sorting at dusk? He was writing a letter to his pen pal. He was writing a letter to his pen pal. Is your stepson a waiter? Is your stepson a waiter? He looks tired. He looks tired. Playing tennis. Playing tennis. He needs to learn to swim. He needs to learn to swim. Sarah isn't going to the beach, and neither am I. Sarah isn't going to the beach, and neither am I. Watch. Watch. They had lived in that house for 10 years before they moved in. They had lived in that house for 10 years before they moved in. Students study in the library. Students study in the library. Jenny is unable to attend this meeting. Jenny is unable to attend this meeting. We do not experience. We do not experience. Can it renew 2 weeks? Can it renew 2 weeks? We will have lunch as soon as we finish the presentation. We will have lunch as soon as we finish the presentation. We don't do weekly comparisons. We don't do weekly comparisons. They think I'm out for lunch. They think I'm out for lunch. I need to stretch my legs after that long trip. I need to stretch my legs after that long trip. 10 years developing? 10 years developing? Everybody knows this. Everybody knows this. I don't want to make a fool of myself by drinking too much. I don't want to make a fool of myself by drinking too much. Your mother is a shepherd. Your mother is a shepherd. I'll meet you at the cafe after work. I'll meet you at the cafe after work. Should not have been a consultant last year. Should not have been a consultant last year. Doesn't he usually butcher? Doesn't he usually butcher? Be right back. Be right back. How many cars do you have? How many cars do you have? He's cooking dinner. He's cooking dinner. I need scissors. I need scissors. I see John often. I see John often. The report has been compiled from various sources. The report has been compiled from various sources. Can you pass me the vacuum cleaner? Can you pass me the vacuum cleaner? appreciate, appreciate. Can we go shopping this weekend? Can we go shopping this weekend? I always check my email in the morning. I always check my email in the morning. The color is so striking. The color is so striking. Children are playing in the park. Children are playing in the park. Be aware. Be aware. The bus station is very busy during peak hours. The bus station is very busy during peak hours. The city skyline is spectacular at night. The city skyline is spectacular at night. They visited a museum. They visited a museum. Meanwhile, my sister was busy preparing for her upcoming exam. Meanwhile, my sister was busy preparing for her upcoming exam. He could play the piano very well. He could play the piano very well. Show for 2 weeks? Show for 2 weeks? He was born on a sunny day. He was born on a sunny day. Should do. Should do. I'll text you later when I'm available. I'll text you later when I'm available. He submitted an article to a fashion magazine. He submitted an article to a fashion magazine. We never eat fast food. We never eat fast food. Will I be injured? Will I be injured? Can you help me with this? Can you help me with this? They have. They have. People eat at restaurant. People eat at restaurant. I think it's time for me to say goodbye. I think it's time for me to say goodbye. Were your grandchildren servants? Were your grandchildren servants? Can I have the menu, please? Can I have the menu, please? You always listen to music while driving. You always listen to music while driving. I have reservations about the safety of the amusement park. I have reservations about the safety of the amusement park. His half-brother was a reporter. His half-brother was a reporter. Please give me time, let me check. Please give me time, let me check. After the concert, they met the band backstage. After the concert, they met the band backstage. My mother passed away. My mother passed away.